Hello world, this is Dennis, and welcome to part 2 of my video showing off my radios. This is the tabletop edition. Um, First thing I want to address is, I know some of you are going to be asking what happened to the boat anchor tube type radios. Um, why aren't, why don't I see these in your videos anymore? Well, the thing is, I did a lot of thinking about this and, talked it over with my brother and, with Ma. And I came to the conclusion that I've had those radios for several years now, and I've, really haven't gotten that much use out of them because there's always something going wrong with them, something that needs to be, fixed or repaired. And, yeah, I could get them, try to fix them myself or try to get them fixed, but, I don't really want to mess around with that anymore. Tell you the truth, with work, I just want something that when I get home I can just turn on and just start tuning around. I don't want to have to. I just don't want to have to mess with that anymore. So I'm gonna be selling off my tube type radios, and you may also remember an older video. I have a Drake SSR1 that I'm going to be selling also because that has issues that need to be fixed, and so on and so forth. I'm trying to remember here if there are any other videos that or radios I used to have that I'm getting rid of. I think that may be it pretty much. But to get back on track here, here's the good old realistic DX160. Tell you the truth, I have a little bit of a love-hate relation with this radio. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I absolutely hate it and think about getting rid of it. And, well, obviously, I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I'm back to, I love using this thing. Although, admittedly, I don't use it as much as the other radios. Mainly when I'm doing, DXing, like, especially the ham radio stuff, I prefer to use the digital radios. So I have the digital readout because I have my own log that I have on the computer here, and I like to type up, which frequency the ham is on. And with the analog radio, where the tuning dial isn't quite, isn't quite correct, that can be a little difficult. Let's see here. Moving down here, we got the good old JRC NRD 535. This is one of the newest radios to my edition or to my collection. Got this back in September of last year, and holy cow, it's a really nice radio. It does a really good job, but there's an issue. And this is my fault. I should have done the research. Its built-in bandwidth filter is way too wide. I believe it's like trying to remember here. I think it's like 6 to 8 kilohertz wide. Which, if you're tuning the like AM broadcasts, no biggie. But on single sideband, there's just way too much splatter, especially on weekends when they're having contests. It's almost impossible to do any DXing because you got so much splatter from adjacent frequencies. Now, from what I understand, there's like a circuit board that you can add where you can use the bandwidth control. Now, the thing that confuses me is I've seen it once on Big Apple 59's eBay page, and they said it'll work with the 535, but the instruction manual that I have says that it only works with the 535D. So I don't know which one is right, and it also kind of confuses me because I thought that the 535D has all these extra features, to it. So I don't know, what the deal is. I'll have to do some more research. Now, somebody may ask me, if I can't find what I'm looking for to be able to have adjustable bandwidth for this radio, would I consider selling it? That's kind of difficult to answer because, like with the DX160, I kind of swing back and forth. Don't get me wrong. for like quieter amateur radio bands, if there's not a whole lot of traffic going on, this is nice to listen to. But it's just like, in the evening or during a contest when there's a lot of amateur radio operators on the air, it's a splattery than all hell, and it just gets really irritating. So I don't know. This is just wait and see what I can do with it. Over here we got a Radio Shack DX394B. As you may recall, I originally had a DX394 in the past, and I got rid of it when I bought the ICOM here. And I don't know why, I just had a bug up my butt and wanted to buy another one. And it's not the greatest. It's alright. I like to use it from time to time. I think this is one of those that I could definitely should buy a external speaker for it, but I don't think it will, because it's just a cheapy little receiver. I don't know if I really want to put that kind of money into it. If I do buy an external speaker, it's going to be for this one here, and you know why from, past videos. This one has a little bit of an issue with single sideband. If there's a lot of if there's a lot of ham radio operators on the air, it's not so much splattery, but it kind of the audio. It kind of I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't like mute, but it's like when I'm listening to the audio just drops real low. If there's like a strong signal on an adjacent frequency. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, I don't quite know how to explain it, so that's one major reason why I don't really use this one a lot. Whereas this one here, the ICOM ICR75, this is my main DXing workhorse. I just love it. It's the best radio in my collection, in my opinion. I'm not going to go into details about it because I did a video, not too long ago comparing this with the Alinco DX-R8 as to, why I like one over the other. They're, like I said, in my opinion, they're both good radios, but this one is better. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into details with this video. You can just check out the old one. Then down here, we got the Kenwood R2000, and this one I really love to use for DXing the amateur radio bands. Just because of the audio quality out of this speaker. It's just amazing in my opinion. I know some radios, people say that, you should get an external speaker for it to sound better, but the general consensus, in my opinion, and from what I've seen online, is the built-in speaker on this radio is just amazing. In my opinion also, same here for the Yaesu FRG7. Now, the Yaesu FRG7, it seems to have the same issue as the JRC NRD 535, and that's that the bandwidth is just, too wide. So, if there's a lot of activity on amateur radio bands, I have an issue with splatter. So, this one, I pretty much prefer to use during the daytime or on, if it's in the evening at night on the amateur radio bands that are just a little bit more quiet, or parts of the bands that are, not as much, operators are talking. Excuse me. So this is my collection. As you notice, there's a hole right here where the Hammerland HQ100A is, or used to be. Admittedly, I'm looking for another radio to put in there. I know somebody would say, well, don't you have enough radios as it is? And yes, but doesn't hurt to have one more. I'm not in too much of a rush. I've been watching some stuff on Big Apple 59's eBay page. I want to get another one from them just because I know for sure it's going to work when it gets here. I'm kind of hesitant to go through anyone else because, a lot of times I see, no returns or, I don't know how to test this thing, so I'm selling it as is. And I was like, no. I want something that I know for sure will work when it gets here. So, anywho, hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, peace and all that good stuff.